Welcome to the Silent Mind. Today we explore a quiet psychological pattern that appears in friendships, relationships, and everyday interactions. The tendency for some people to pretend they are emotionally unaffected, even when they clearly are. At first glance, this behavior can feel confusing. Someone may seem distant, indifferent, or emotionally closed. They respond briefly, they show little reaction. It creates the impression that nothing truly matters to them. But in many cases, this appearance does not reflect reality. Often it reflects protection. Human emotions are complex and vulnerable. To care about something means accepting the possibility of disappointment, rejection, or loss. For some people, pretending not to care becomes a way of avoiding that risk. If you appear unaffected, you cannot easily be hurt. This strategy usually develops quietly over time. Perhaps someone once expressed their feelings openly and was ignored. Perhaps vulnerability led to embarrassment or rejection. Moments like these can shape future behavior. The mind begins to learn a subtle lesson. Caring openly feels dangerous, so the person adjusts their behavior. Instead of showing interest, they remain neutral. Instead of reacting emotionally, they appear calm and detached. This creates emotional distance that protects them from further discomfort. Interestingly, this behavior does not mean the person lacks feelings. In fact, the opposite is often true. Many people who pretend not to care are actually highly sensitive to emotional situations. They simply choose to hide their reactions. Pretending not to care can also be linked to identity. In certain social environments, emotional expression is seen as weakness. People may feel pressure to appear strong, independent, and unaffected. Showing too much interest or emotion may feel risky in those environments. As a result, emotional restraint becomes part of their public image. Another factor is control. Emotions can make people feel exposed. They reveal desires, fears, and personal priorities. By pretending not to care, individuals maintain control over how others perceive them. If others cannot see what matters to you, they cannot easily influence it. This creates a sense of psychological safety. Social dynamics also reinforce this behavior. Sometimes people notice that emotional distance attracts attention. Mystery and unpredictability can make others curious. When someone appears indifferent, others may try harder to gain their interest. This unintentionally rewards the behavior. Over time, pretending not to care becomes a habit rather than a conscious decision. But this habit has consequences. When emotions remain hidden for too long, genuine connection becomes difficult. Relationships rely on openness, honesty, and shared vulnerability. If both sides remain emotionally guarded, understanding becomes limited. The person who pretends not to care may feel misunderstood. Others may assume they are uninterested or emotionally unavailable. A quiet misunderstanding develops. In reality, the person may care deeply. They simply struggle to show it. Understanding this pattern helps reveal an important truth about human behavior. What appears as indifference is often a form of self-protection. Behind emotional distance, there may be uncertainty, past experiences, or fear of vulnerability. Recognizing this does not excuse unhealthy behavior, but it allows us to see beyond the surface. Human emotions are rarely as simple as they appear. Sometimes silence hides care. Sometimes distance hides sensitivity. And sometimes pretending not to care is simply the safest way. Someone knows how to protect themselves. This has been The Silent Mind, where silence reveals what noise cannot.